guys, what's up? So I'm Brock, I'm the one doing the videos here. Need to add a little bit to the video that you're about to watch. I had difficulties with my camera, so it does go in and out, skip a little bit. I'll work on it being a little bit better in the future. My first time videoing myself, to be honest. Anyhow, the modification I did, we are in the COVID-19 pandemic. Everything's kind of shut down right now. So what I did was use materials that I just found around in my garage. Obviously there are better ways to do this. Once all this is settled down, I plan on making an actual bracket for this modification. So if you are interested in this modification but don't want to do it the way that you see in this video coming up, and you would be interested in a bracket, definitely comment below and let me know. I'm trying to gauge interest in it to see if it is worth making an actual design for and producing for everyone. Okay guys, so today I'm going to work on a little mod that to me is a little exciting, makes things easier to work on. We're going to go from this lovely little position for a hood that, if you're tall like me, hitting your head's a constant thing. Also, these tend to get in the way a lot of times when working on things. And I don't know if you have trouble with this, but a lot of times it just blocks a lot of the light. So there's a lot of times you need a flashlight during the day, which shouldn't be a thing. So we're going to take this hood today and we're going to make it stand straight up. I'm going to switch cameras a few times to give you different angles. Alright guys, so one thing I want to show you, but when you're standing it straight up, right here, you will see that there's a lock. So you're not going to put your hood up too high. The other thing is, there's still plenty of clearance from the windshield, so you don't have to worry about that when standing this straight up. So, what we're going to do, we're not going to do this like some of the hoods that stand straight up stock on cars where we're just using a hood prop. We are going to make this hydraulic. Alright, so the first thing to do is we're going to pull off all the clips on the cowl, pull the cowl off, along with getting those wiper blades out of the way, because we're going to need to drill a hole right underneath where the cowl sits. Just make it easier to get it out of the way. First things first, these little clips right here need to come off. You can usually just, wasn't trying to hold the camera at the same time, pry these right off. Set that on there, and this one will come off the same exact way. Just pry under, pop off, lose it under the cowl, doesn't matter. We'll get that later. Okay, next let's pull the wiper blades off. Those off, we're going to pull the clips off the cowl. And when I got mine had like 5 randomly assorted clips, so you may have more that actually work. So I've already done this once as a test, so I'll let you in on it. This is simply an exhaust hanger. You can pick them up for like 10 bucks at any auto parts store. It's actually pretty strong. All you gotta do is twist it, and it actually sits really well. It doesn't move once it's on there. All that you have to do is you're going to want to get a decent sized bolt that's going to go through the cowl. I just drilled it out and bit just big enough for the bolt to go through. That way there's no sideways movement. I don't have to anchor it down to get the nut moved. You'll also need to slightly draw the hole that the anchor point for the strut's going to go through. That way it fits. So I'll do this one first and show you how I did it. So each of these struts, all you have to do to pop them off, get a small little flathead and pull back on this piece. You don't need to take it completely off. All it does is it frees up the space of the little attachments here. That way it can just pull right off. Alright, so next is the stock anchor point for the strut. We're going to pull that off because that's going to be relocated. Then we're still going to keep this on the inside. So we're going to get this through here. Like I said, I made it just big enough to fit, so that way there's no movement. I actually have to bolt this back in. Now see, as you can see, in case you're wondering, threading this through a nut by itself isn't enough. So we're going to use the stock nut that was on the other side to keep it tight. Alright, so I'm going to show you, like I said, this side was already done. I'm going to show you exactly what I did on the next round, but I want to get one hood prop up because it's going to really help the progress of this video. So I have one hole drilled right here, right next to this bracket here where there's an open spot. Just make sure you watch that you don't come too close to here or else you'll split it. And that's exactly why this is twisted, because we're going from this straight up and down area to plate that's actually a little slanted. Now this part I have a bunch of bolts and nuts just saved from random projects. I just found something that is moderately thick that seemed to fit through the exhaust hanger well, and a nut that fit on the other side. So there's nothing specific. Find something that fits decent and doesn't have a whole lot of leeway in it. Now when this is actually put in there, this is actually going to, you'll notice that the bolt at first is going to go through that hole a little bit crooked. Get it out and put the nut on. This reason that we have the rubber piece over here is so that the rubber will actually pull down. That way the bolt can still sit straight and it's going to maintain tension on the whole entire piece. Alright, so I had a little bit of a noob mistake. My camera records for 20 minutes at a time. It stopped recording because it hit max time. I didn't notice, I kept on going. So as you can see behind me, the hood is now standing straight up. But that's only because there's one strut on it right now. So the last clip you saw me putting in this bracket, and starting to at least, I had the rubber side in, and I had the actual strut mount in here. And then I was just having to bolt it down to the frame, which I actually have a video on my phone of doing because I was showing you the hole. So this was mounted and the strut mount is placed in here. I gave it a little shakedown, which honestly trying to do that while holding my phone, probably just the whole thing looked shaky. So I'm going to show you that again real quick so that you know that a piece where the rubber isn't going anywhere. So that whole thing isn't going anywhere. It's nice and tight. These exhaust hangers are actually pretty easily malleable, so they're very easily twisted. And that's all I had to do was take two channel locks and twist it to exactly how I wanted it. So now the other thing is, you may be wondering, well, if the hood's standing up beside me, because I have the one strut in, then why not just leave it with the one strut? Well, if you have a lightweight hood or a carbon fiber hood, you could probably get away with that. The CTSVs, because they have a lightweight hood, they only use one strut. The only thing is, if you have a stock hood like I do right now, it's very heavy. And if a gust of wind comes around that's pretty strong, it's still going to knock this on your head. So we're putting in a second one to be safe as of right now. So let's get to the other side. As you can see right here, this is the strut mount. It doesn't quite fit in, only by about a thread width. So we're going to drill out this hole just so slightly so that this can actually fit in. And from the bottom rubber piece here, we're using the second hole for the mount for the strut. Also, if you have a safer way of doing this, probably should do it that way. Don't follow this part necessarily too strictly. There we go. Now it fits in nice and tight, just like how I want it. I don't want it to have too much play in there. Actually can't get back out. But they'll screw in and out just fine, in case you do need to get back out. Now to do the hole on the actual cow. Alright, so like I said, I had originally twisted this, lined it up my eye. So as you'll see, the dot I made, it's a little slightly off, but because of the rubber I can pull it up and it lines up just fine. Now that is what I want, because I want a little bit of tension on this bracket so that it does not move. Again, if you have a safer way of doing this, unlike me, that's holding a camera while I'm drilling, probably preferable to do it that way. We're going to want to try to go more straight up and down because of how the bolt's going to go through. Alright, so now with that hole drilled, we are all good to put this mount on. And I'll talk a little bit about the struts, since I think that part got cut off on the video. That way you know which struts you're using. So we are going to tighten this up first again, so that way it's already on and mounted and we don't need to worry about it. Just make sure you've got the actual mounting side on the side with the actual rubber piece. Alright, so we can stretch the rubber piece. So we're going to first mount it to the cowl side. Alright, so I got that started. Now before we make anything too tight, we're going to start the actual rubber side as well. Now, the one thing about this is if you have a strut brace, I'm not sure that this modification will work. I don't have either the V6 or the V8 strut brace. Both of them are different, so one may work, one may not. They both may work, they both may not. But these come down and they run right about over top of here. And luckily they don't hit either one of these areas, but they do fold right along here. So that may be an issue with the strut brace. It may just clear, I'm not sure. Same with this one. This one will come over and come right on through here. As you can see on the struts now, there's no sign of it hitting anywhere. It doesn't hit anything and works flawlessly. And now there's a bunch of light that you can work with. but we're not quite done yet. We are going to touch this up a bit. So even without the push pins in right now, you can see how it's pushing up on the cowl the way it is. On that side, and slightly on this side as well. So all that we need to do is, because this covers it, just going to sand away a little bit back to about here, just wide enough for it so that way it can come all the way back and just rest on this and not push up the whole entire cowl. Okay, so all I did right now is I made little marks right there on the cowl. That way I know how far I'm going to sand it back. Did that for each side. I can't record this part because I have to hold the phone in order to videotape since my actual camera died. So I'm going to turn this off, sand it, and show you the final product. Okay, so you can see I made the little indents here. So that way it clears the cowl and then it's just pushing up on the weather strip here. Same on this side. And that way it's just pushing the weather strip, it's not pushing the whole cowl, so it's not going to hinge your cowl or mess up any alignment of that. Just hits the rubber, and when you come down, it's all free and clear. Now, hood standing straight up. These struts are highly out of the way of what you need to work on. So now all there is left to do is put the clips back in the cowl, bolt the wiper blades back on, and you're all done. Hey guys, so different day, different realization that something else was missed in the main video. So I'm just going to touch up on this for you real quick. The actual struts that you're going to be using, they are 31-inch struts. You can't use just any 31-inch. They have different travel lengths a lot of times, from what I've noticed at least. The collapse length of this strut is 17 inches, which leaves about 14 inches of travel. These shut really close to the casing, so I would suggest making sure that you do have at least that 14 inches of travel. So I'm going to actually zoom in here on the model number so you know exactly which ones you can get. You can find these struts on both eBay and Amazon. Alright, so there is the make and the model number of these struts. That way you know exactly which ones you're looking for. Alright, and just to show you a little bit of these in action. Alright, so I'm not going to close it all the way because I want to open it back up. So you see it open up by itself. Alright, and see, as I was saying before, it'll push back on this weather stripping. It's not actually lifting up on the cowl itself though. And as soon as you take the pressure off, it sits back out shut. And there it is, all shut. So thanks for watching guys. Sorry there was some complications with the videos. I'll be steadily improving. If you like this video, I'm sure I'm going to be doing some more oddball things in the future. Give me a like and a subscribe and see more stuff in the future. Alright, thanks. Bye guys.